I'm going to do a video. It's a song about my dad. He's been gone for 10 years, but he liked to hunt. His name was John, so John was a hunter. Hope you like it. John was a hunter, one hell of a hunter. They say best in his day. With his 30-30, he was downright dirty. Them whitetails that fall by the way. In a little mobile home on the side of the road, right off Highway 59. Well, he bought himself some land and he made his final stand. He said, "This is where I will die." Well, he never had time to maintain a wife, but the boys were here, what do you do? Although none looked like him, but he loved them just like they were all his true blue. Shoot a buck now, John, take him back to your trailer. You hang him up and you let him bleed dry. Skin a buck now, John, right there in that old trailer. But he cut off a rib to fry. He had some roses in his yard, an old foreign car, sits on the porch drinking iced tea, telling hunting stories, guaranteed not to bore you, hoping someone come by today. Oh yeah. Up and down hills, oh what a thrill, but slower and slower each day. But if you cross any sides and you're a deer, you'll die. At least that's what I hear them say. It was a hot August day when they took John away, but I'm sure he's better off there. Lord said, "Get your gun, John, we're gonna have some fun, son. Hey, sure, some big buck up here, yeah. Shoot 'em up now, John, take 'em back to your trailer. We'll hang 'em up and we'll let 'em bleed dry. Skin a buck now, John, right there in that old trailer. Yeah, they call you the late great white." John was a hunter, one hell of a hunter. It's to my dad and to all of you that have fathers, here or past, that love to hunt and they love their family. I love you, Dad. Alright, this is for everyone out there that can sit through a story, and it's a strange story too. Years back when my dad passed away, I went back home to settle his affairs, and I was going through my old bedroom, and I opened his closet door, and there was this old white guitar that he had bought me when I was like 15, I think. Mainly hoping I'd play it and stay off streets to have trouble, but I was too busy chasing women and doing drugs and thinking I was invincible, so I never picked it up. I didn't learn to play till I was 28. My dad had passed away. When I opened the closet and seen that guitar, I thought I at least owe it to him to pick it up and learn some chords. I knew a few. Pick it up and learn a few chords. And I took it back home here in Biloxi, Mississippi, and I played it. And I'd sit on my porch every day and play. Well, it got to where I thought I was telling good stories, so I started recording everything on tape. And before long, a year or two down the road, 3 years, of my wife putting up with me sounding pretty crappy at the time, I guess, I had like 10 or 15 songs that I'd written. Well, I decided one day to write something about my dad, and the song you just heard, John Was a Hunter, was what I come up with on my front porch. And luckily I recorded it on a little tape recorder, so when I started it again, I knew about where to start and how to finish it. But as I finished it and I just about hit stop or whatever, or pause, my wife comes out and she goes, well, let's go down to the casino and eat something, you know, have dinner down there at a buffet. And I didn't really want to go, but I couldn't resist the crab legs. So on the way down there, I was telling her about the song I'd written and how proud I was of the song. And, you know, I really think it kind of caught my dad and who he was. And she's like, yeah, she blew it out. And so we ate, and we're going back home, and I'll say it again. I said, when we get home, I'm going to play this song for you, because it really, I feel really good about it. And she goes, okay, I'll listen, which my wife, I love her to death, she's not much into the country. She'll listen, but, you know, only because she has to. But as we're pulling out of the Grand, going down Highway 90, and I go to take a left. Now, this is downtown in Gulfport. It's not, you know, city, but it's downtown. As we're going there, I'm riding down the road, right down the main street, and I look out my window to the left, and I get Coach Hills telling this. I look out my window to the left, and as God is my witness, beside the car, running at the pace I was driving, at about 20, 25, maybe 20 mile an hour, slower when I seen him, it was a deer, a spiked deer. He was lost or whatever, but he was running right down the median, right in the middle of downtown. But he wasn't running from anybody. He was following me and my wife, and he's right by my window. So I'm looking out the window, and I see this deer, and he's not scared. His eyes right on me. I mean, and my wife's just tripping out. Oh my God, how did a deer get downtown? And I said, I know it's weird, but I got tears rolling in my eyes, and I look at her and I said, that ain't a deer. I mean, that's a deer, but that's a sign. And she says, what? And I said, that's a sign. This song I wrote, I really believe there's no way a deer, and this deer followed us for 6 blocks at the same pace as we turned to go home on our main street. He kind of turned with us and went off through these buildings and back behind into the woods. It wasn't like the deer come up and see me run. He followed me down this street for at least a mile. And either we had too much alcohol at the buffet. No, not too much alcohol. She was there to prove it. Luckily, I got my wife that was there. And if I tell that story, people are like, yeah, whatever. And there she is backing me up. So she's not here today, but I'll show you some tapes later where I did catch her last night. She got really mad at me. This painting right here. She was doing it, and I secretly recorded her doing it, and I was going to time-lapse it and put it to her song we first met, John Cougar's Line.
Myself
Don't
until